Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and this is the new 2025 Kia Carnival. They're decidedly un-minivan in the Kia lineup, and for this model year we have gotten a lot of updates that borrow heavily from other SUVs in the Kia lineup. In this video, I've been invited out by Kia to Detroit to check this one out for you and show you everything that is new and stands out on this 25 Carnival. Stay tuned. Yes, Gearheads, huge thanks to Kia for inviting me out to this studio setup in Detroit, Michigan to check out their latest un-minivan, the 2025 Carnival MPV. And the big news with this, yes, updated styling, updated interior, we'll get to all of that. But the thing that really has me excited is the addition of this, a hybrid powertrain in a vehicle that desperately needed. The naturally aspirated V6 still remains for the 25 model year and is definitely the powertrain you'll want for maximum towing, or if you're going to be doing a lot of hauling of people on the inside, because, well, yes, people can be a little heavy, just like a lot of cargo. But this promises to be the most fuel efficient vehicle in the segment. Even better than the plug-in hybrid Chrysler Pacifica that we did take on Route 66 to really test out its real-world livability, and the hybrid-only Toyota Sienna minivan. There are some caveats though. This powertrain, the V6 powertrain, neither one power all four wheels. The Carnival still remains a front-wheel drive only platform, though this hybrid powertrain is the torquiest, not only in the lineup, but in the segment. So best fuel economy in the segment, best torque in the segment. I think this is going to be a real winner, unless you feel like you need all four wheels to push you forward. Yes, if you want a vehicle that will make the most of people space and cargo space simultaneously, you will be shopping in the minivan category. These are actually better on the interior than some full-size body-on-frame SUVs, and there are only a handful of these left. Chrysler initiated the segment with the Caravan back in 1984, and that continues still with the Pacifica. Then you have the Honda Odyssey, which, like this vehicle, is front-wheel drive only, for the time being at least, and like this vehicle previously, does not offer a hybrid powertrain, but sticks with a naturally aspirated V6, which you can still get in the 2025 Carnival. Then you also have the hybrid-only Toyota Sienna with front or kind of an electronic all-wheel drive, no mechanical connection to those rear wheels. So if you want an all-wheel drive minivan, you're looking at Toyota with their hybrid E all-wheel drive system, or Chrysler with their Pacifica non-hybrid. We're still yet to get like a true good hybrid all-wheel drive with mechanical connections, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. Also updated for 2025, we can't ignore it, the styling. This absolutely steals some styling cues from the new Kia Sorento that just cannot be ignored. We've got the LED star map lighting here, we've got LED headlights on this one, and we've got the new interpretation of this big, bold tiger nose, tiger face grille, the new 9-inch nails, Kia logo that we've all become accustomed to now since they introduced it. But overall, a very cleaned up look. Although with this giant grille, Kia has kind of pulled a Toyota on us like the last generation of the Avalon. A lot of this is actually closed off. Only right here do we have an actual opening for the grille, feeding air into that 1.6 liter turbocharged, hybridized powertrain back behind there. We do have radar sensors all the way. We do have, like I said, LED lighting, LED fog lights down here as well. A very cleaned up look all the way around, and decidedly very un-minivan. But what is also very interesting is for a vehicle that they're trying to shoot more toward the SUV active lifestyle crowd, Very interesting that we still don't get all-wheel drive. I know that is going to cause some mechanical differences, and perhaps when we get a full new generation of the Carnival, we will see that much needed all-wheel drive. What do you think? Is all-wheel drive a must-have for you? Are you in a climate like I am here in Detroit, where you kind of feel you need all-wheel drive, or are you in a climate more like me back home in Texas, where all-wheel drive typically just costs you more at the pump? Sound off down in the comments below. As we pull around to the side, this is the top trim SX Prestige, and you'll see all about that when we get inside. But as we pull around to the side, again, very boxy profile on this. This very much looks like a Tahoe or an Escalade with its floating roof design. They've darkened that sail panel on the C-pillar, so that it really just kind of gives it a big dark greenhouse from the front to the back. Very clean look, very minivan, and a very cool look if perhaps that Honda Odyssey doesn't appeal to you. On the SX Prestige, we get blacked out wheels, and I know a lot of people that's a deal breaker for them. So you might step down to other trims that offer machine faced or some traditional aluminum style wheels, but you can see these are wrapped in Continental cross contact tires. They are 235/55 or 19-inch rubber wrapped around these 19-inch all black wheels. You can see we do have disc brakes back behind it. We don't get like black wheel arches and a lot of over-the-top SUV-like styling when it comes to that, but we do get black lower cladding on this. Again, kind of giving it a visual lift up off the ground, even if they aren't going to lift this vehicle like Toyota did with a certain trim of their Sienna minivan that we have tested here on the channel. As we come around to the back of the vehicle, you can see we get updated LED taillights with that new star map lighting that echoes the amber lights up front, and all the other other SUVs in the lineup. That new Sorento also gets that updated star map lighting. We'll work our way from the front to the back of the vehicle because there is a lot to see when we get inside. You can see we've got passive entry on all four doors, so that is a very nice touch. And when you open up the doors, again, this being the top SX Prestige, you get this kind of very off white, light gray interior contrasting with navy blue. And if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that is an absolute winner for me. So I really love it. We did see this trim, this spec at the Chicago Auto Show last year when it was unveiled, or earlier this year actually. As we pull to the door here, you can see we've got two-seat memory here on the front seat, the driver's seat. We've got express up-down windows all the way around, which is very nice. A physical window lockout and lots of storage here in the door. Storage is going to be a lot of what we talk about up front here. Multi-way positional front seats with four-way lumbar. And then again, you can see the two-tone interior. So we get that navy and kind of that cream, light gray, off-white look to the seats. These are perforated, they are heated, they are ventilated, they're very nice. Coming to the steering wheel, it is a navy blue steering wheel. Again, you know they've got my number, giving me a model with navy blue accents and a navy blue steering wheel. The entire dash is navy blue, and then we've got new updated ambient lighting. We'll go ahead and start over my left knee here. We've got your typical controls right here, traction control, brightness, and a tow button, because you can't tow even with this hybrid, but you'll get the max towing on the V6. We do get two 12.3-inch gauge cluster and infotainment screens that just give a nice cohesive look. It is a curved display panel, so it really just ups the premium factor of this vehicle. This is running all the latest Kia software. It is over the air update. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We do also get a head-up display in this model, which is a huge win. So you don't necessarily need to look at this when you've got your head-up display telling you all pertinent information. All your typical controls here on the steering wheel, which are very quick and easy to access. We do get paddle shifters for that 6-speed automatic, which I really like. And then, yes, you can see the vehicle's going to turn itself off here in a little bit, just because I am in a studio setting. We do get, I'm going to have to turn it back on here, a rear view camera mirror. So you can toggle between the camera projection and an actual mirror. So that again is a top trim feature. Then we get Kia, please, you've done so well up till now. Why have you brought it here? We get this dual function screen setup for your tri-zone climate control and some of your infotainment controls. So you can see right now, dual zone front seats, you can adjust the temperature right here. And your readouts are right there. Your rear controls are right here. You can bump that up, bump it down, all from right here. But then you see this button right here, and that toggles you. Now these are your volume and tuning knobs, and you get a little bit different setup here. I have complained about this in every Kia product that they've put it in. Some of you say it's no big deal. Some of you have lived with it and you said, yeah, it's not your favorite. I've been in vehicles with as slim a section dedicated to HVAC and infotainment that do it better than this. Land Rover Defender is something that comes to mind that does it better than this. Just come on, Kia. It's not my favorite. Not my favorite. Rant over. Coming down here, we have USB-C inputs. You can toggle right here between power only and USB connectivity to the infotainment screen, and then you get a power only. We do get a single Qi wireless charger. Nothing over here, but it is all rubberized, which I really like. Enlarged cup holders that can fit a nice large hydro flask if you need to. Rotary dial shifter for that 6-speed. And then we get all our quick access buttons for our camera, parking sensors, heated steering wheel, and heated and ventilated front seats. But in typical Kia fashion, I can tell you they probably do not remember where they were set if you turn them off. We do get a nice little cargo tray here. Decent sized center console with the new Kia key. Again, we've seen this key on EV9, on Telluride. We're starting to see it on all the new Kia vehicles. And you can see we do have a mat down at the bottom to keep it from rattling. That is typical storage in an SUV, but in vehicles like the main competition in the Toyota Sienna, where you have this large floating bridge and under compartment storage, you don't get that here at all in the Sienna. A slight miss for me. And then we get a nice large glove box right here, so they kind of make up for it with this damped glove box that is felt lined, so that is a nice touch. Just a little bit of a miss on storage underneath here. Coming to me, I have got plenty of headroom. I'm very comfortable right here. Granted, I'm not driving this one, so I can't tell you exactly what it's like to drive it, but plenty of headroom at 5'10". I get a standard sized sunroof up here that I can open from right here. Oh, that is my back sunroof, so spoiling a little surprise that you saw on the intro. 2 opening sunroofs on this, so instead of having 2 panes touching one another where you can only open the front pane, this actually has 2 opening sunroofs, one for the front and one for the middle row, something you won't see in the rest of the segment. And that is a perfect segue to the seats back here in the second row. With the power sliding doors, there is so much to see with these seats that I'm actually gonna have to put the camera down and put you on a tripod just to show you all the features and functions. Now that I'm sitting here, you can see I am a little bit higher than I was up front, which is a little bit of a problem, but not for long, because with this SX Prestige Premium second row, I get power adjustable second row seats, and they are captain's chairs, which I really like, though the slide function is still completely manual, and like the Honda, you can slide them inboard. The reason you can slide them inboard is a little bit different from what Honda offers. They give you multiple different seating configurations. This one just goes to the middle, so you can have them both in the middle, but you can't like push them all to one side like you can in Honda. The reason these seats slide inward is so that you can slide them all the way back and miss the rear wheel well right here, miss the front center console, and you'll be like, why do you need to miss those two things? And well, that is because I get an airline style ottoman. So I am in first class now back here in the back, and it actually extends practically to my feet. So that is a very nice touch. And then I've got a couple buttons right here that do allow me to really relax and recline in this. I've got a nice view out of the sunroof now that is wide open. I do have a manual closing shade up here, and then right above my face is the second row air vents. I love that the air vents are actually in the ceiling in this vehicle. That is something that is desperately needed in family vehicles, but you can see I am very comfortable here. Now, this seat wouldn't work well for Tucker now at 6 years old because he's going to be in a child safety seat over here on the passenger side, but this is really for adults. So if you're carrying around adults very regularly, they're going to want to check out the SX Prestige. If not, you're going to want to go to perhaps one of the lower trims that offer different seating configurations here in the second row. I want to bring you inside now and show you some other standout features of the second row, and that is Kia's first implementation of rear seat screens. We get dual 14+ inch screens back here on the back of the front seats with a new UI that we haven't seen before because we haven't had rear seat entertainment before. You can see you can control your rear climate from back here because there are no controls right here. And if I'm sitting behind the driver, it's a little bit of a reach to get to the physical control. So I can control the rear climate back here and go back as long as you hit the right spot. This is also over there updatable. You see we've got a lot of streaming apps on this, and as we come around to the side, you can see we've got some physical buttons here on this side, and on the passenger side screen over here, we've got HDMI and USB-C inputs. So a very nice touch for bringing along any device that you would need. And if you are bringing along perhaps a game console, you have an household style plug and a cigarette lighter style plug back here for additional power. Since these seats move so much, our cup holders are actually up here, and you can see we also have some in the doors, so multiple different places for cups. We also have USB-C power here in the seats, which is typical of some Kias. This is the seat you're probably going to want to lounge and recline and relax in because, like some high-end Genesis products, you get seat controls here on the side of the front seat, so you can, as the rear passenger, move it up and out of the way and still enjoy all the range of motion of this seat back here. Even though Tucker typically wouldn't be riding in a seat this luxurious, you can see we still get latch points. Here are all your buttons and controls for the power seats. This is very clearly a chauffeur type vehicle, hence the screens, hence the airline first class seats, the second opening skylight, and all the controls and luxuries back here. So the third row is going to be a little bit of a compromise with this seat package, but Kia did want to show us the biggest and the best. And you saw just how much this seat moves, so rear seat space is completely dependent on exactly how you've got these seats configured. Another downside with them being power is trying to get back into the back seat. You can see just how slow this seat moves. And when it gets completely out of the way as it crushes me, there is no button like on the Kia EV9 to kind of move it all for you, especially because we've got the manual slide function. But you can see it doesn't quite go up far enough to give you the best of access back here. So probably you're going to want to pass through the middle here if you absolutely must use this third row of seats. I am actually going to do my best. Let's see, can we fit through here? I mean, it's not pretty. I'm not showing you on camera for a reason, but yes, it can be done. And then back here, depending on how you have these seats configured, you still get plenty of good room back here. You get USB-C power, you get lots of cup holders, you even get sunshades built into the third row windows, which you can see we also get. I'll show you just how wide they are here in the second row as well. They are manual sunshades, not power, but they do a good job of covering most of the window. Still back here, these are bigger than the Toyota Sienna, but are smaller than perhaps the Honda Odyssey. Much like the Honda Odyssey, we get these very big, unique headrests back here that are very space efficient when they are down, but act as extra backrest when they are up. But you can see headroom starts to become an issue back here. And let's see, I did not latch that into place from taking pictures earlier, but yeah, we're latched into place now. So yeah, right now in its more upright position, I am at 5'10" and touching the ceiling, but 60-40 split and reclining rear seat. So I've got plenty of room when I recline and get comfortable. And then again, I can negotiate with the second row passenger for more space because they can negotiate with that seat up front or just override them altogether with the buttons on the side. Again, air vents back in the ceiling back here, which I really like for a family vehicle. But now we're going to pop out, go all the way around to the back, and I'm going to show you all the cargo options in this. Y'all want to see me get out? It can be done. It's just not pretty. As we come to the back of the vehicle, I do want to show this new, more graphite colored sail panel back here. Just gives a little bit less contrast than the bright sail panel of 24-year models and above. Moving to the back, updated styling. I don't know that it's my favorite. This kind of seems just a little bit big and wasted space. I don't know. Not my favorite, not the worst, but you can see we get the updated Carnival script, hybrid electric badge right there, and it is a power opening rear hatch. It does use their smart key, so you don't have to kick or dance over underneath the bumper, do anything like that. You stand back here with the key in your pocket, your purse, wherever. It'll beep at you 3 times, and then it'll open. You can see storage is quite plentiful, even with the seat reclined like I just had it. Still plenty of room down low, one of the advantages of the minivan platform. So in an SUV like a Grand Highlander, which does a great job of giving you a lot of space behind the third row, that space becomes limited when you actually recline the seats for passenger comfort. Then you're kind of out of luck. But here in the minivan, you've got all that lower storage down there, very similar to all the other minivans in the class. Also, like the Toyota Sienna, we've got a folding mechanism that is very similar. There are multiple ways to do this. The Chrysler Pacifica actually pivots on a hinge right here, and the seat back goes straight down. Here in the Carnival, you can see the seat back is actually the new floor when you've got the seat folded, and it can absolutely be done one-handed. Just pull on that handle and flip that out, lock it into place, and now we have a ton of space. Like I said, more than some body-on-frame full-size SUVs. On top of that, we've got some additional power back here, just like on the back of the center console, and a little additional storage here, though we've got like hard plastic, so don't put anything back here that's going to rattle, because if you're like me, that's absolutely going to drive you nuts. We do have some bag hooks on the backs of these seats, which comes in handy when the seat is up, because now you can store your groceries here and they're not going to go rolling all the way around this giant well down here. So that is a very nice touch as well. So much room, so much capability, so much storage. Coming to me at 5'10", I'm underneath the hatch. It is, like I showed you earlier, a power hatch. The buttons are right here, and just push it and they come to a close. All right, gearheads, there you have it. A quick look at what sets the Kia entry into the minivan segment apart from all the rest. Things like that rear opening sunroof that I absolutely love. The second row seats that make an airline blush. I wish I could have flown here in something as comfortable as those second row seats. Updated tech, updated technology, and the biggest news, updated powertrains, this promises to be one of, if not the most fuel efficient offering in the segment. And that is saying something because there is that plug-in hybrid Pacifica, though on long hauls, like I said, for Route 66, we saw mixed results because it likes to use those electrons up first. The biggest competitor to this hybrid powertrain, I'm going to say, is the front or all-wheel drive versions of the hybrid-only Sienna, because, well, that's really what this will compare most against. Those are projected from the EPA to get 35 or 36 mpg, depending on if they're front or all-wheel drive. This is planning for more than that, though official EPA numbers are not yet released. Is this enough to woo you away from Toyota? Is this enough to woo you away from Honda or Chrysler? That is up to you. Sound off down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts because we will hopefully be driving one of these very soon, and I want to hear from you so that I can address all of that. If you want to find us on all social media channels, we are there. Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. Hit that subscribe button down below, ring the bell so you're notified when future content comes out from us. But until next time, Gearheads, from Detroit, Michigan, with the 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid MPV. Until next time, Gearheads.